Myra Dillahunty, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining in. Shauna D. Hey, Lo, Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. It's nice and sunny out here. I don't even know what the degree is. They say it's supposed to be cold, but it's warm with that sun. Rodney McCrae, peace and blessings, brother. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. Yeah, it's pretty and blue. Nice and sunny and everything. Warm. It's supposed to be cold. It was cold yesterday. Well, last night. It's already warm. Who knows how hot it's going to get today. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining in. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Oh, appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the like. Appreciate all my new subscribers. And we're going to get right into it, guys. Somebody asked me a while back to speak about the widow woman and Elijah. So I'm going to speak about that. And it's going to tie into everything else that's going on right now. A lot of things going on right now. Wow. See, Myra, they told us yesterday that Capital One was back up and running. In case you didn't know, Bank of America's having the same issues, right? And then the Northeast is still having power outages. See, a lot of things are happening, guys. A lot of things are happening, but everybody was like, oh, no, it ain't going to happen here. Ain't nothing going to happen. Pastor said, Bishop said, Elder said, theologian, Dr. So-and-so said, no, man. No, we got to go through this. And that's why the name of the title of this is You Coming? What am I talking about? I'm talking about you coming out. You coming out. You coming or not? So let's go ahead and get started, guys. So somebody had asked me to speak about the widow woman, right? I know who it was. I'm just gonna, not gonna mention that. Yeah, Myra, well, they said last night it's supposed to have been corrected. So, Dark Wolf, what's up, brother? Shabbat Shalom. Yes, Shauna D, coming out of her. So we're going to go over a lot of stuff because, it's like, a lot of people under the misconception that Robin Williams, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Welcome to the show. A lot of people are under the misconception that it's going to be like magic. You know what I'm saying? When he tell you to come out of it, you just keep doing whatever you're doing. And then one day, boop, he going to, you're going to hear a voice, oh, come on out. He already told us to come out. It ain't no magic to it. No magic to it. You're welcome, Myra. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? First, let's go to Matthew. I'm sure we're just going to link this all together. Let's go to Matthew 25. Let me give y'all what thus saith the Lord today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to erase all the lies that, Anyway, Nikki, wait a minute. I missed something. Oh, all right. Nikki, hey, Shabbat Shalom. All right, welcome to the show. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to Matthew 25, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Say, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. Now, virgins is a good thing. When in the Bible, when it speaks about as far as the church or believers, and they say you're virgin, that means you're pure. You mean you're holy. That means you're good. So if it calls you a harlot, that's bad. A whore, that's bad. That means you ain't been, you know what I'm saying, you playing both sides. Already you know you're in trouble. But virgin, that's pretty good. But he said 10 of them are wise. 5 of them were wise. Of the 10, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. Okay, so 25, Matthew 25, verse 3. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. Okay? But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Okay, so they were all 10 virgins. So far, so good, right? They all had lamps. Except 5 of them had oil. 5 of them were totally ready. And the other 5 were like, well, you know, I'm going to just wait. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else here too. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be, you know what I'm saying? When he come, we all here in the same position. All I got to do is get some oil. That's all I got to do. Okay? Verse 7. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Wow. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. Because they virgins, right? They holy, they righteous, right? They just needed to get some oil, that's all. Verse 12. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. That's deep. That's deep. So you got people saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna come out. So oh, you right here with me and stuff like this, right? You still in America, you still in the system, you still doing this and still doing, you don't know. Everybody else, you can't judge, you know what I'm saying, your situation by somebody else's situation. That's not it. Okay, you like, oh, I'm saved, I'm this. Be ready, yes, Shauna D. All the way ready, completely ready. Not, oh, all I gotta do now is just get some oil. That's all, that's it. No, finish the course. Go all the way with it. Because when he comes, it's on. And ain't no time to be like, wait. Remember the story I told the other day about in the campfires, the woman wanted to, Shabbat Shalom, Golden Nuggets. Welcome to the show. So the other day I told a story about during the Paradise Fires, the man, you know, it was in I don't know if it was his wife or girlfriend or whatever, but as they were trying to get out the car, she was like, wait, let me put my lipstick on. And the fire was coming. When he got out and took cover, she didn't make it. She didn't make it. To my wait. To my, oh, I just need to do this. I just need to put this on real fast, real quick. No. See, you can't serve 2 masters. We're gonna look at all of this. Wow, what the crap? It's a fire. You fighting for life. What you worried about some lipstick and some makeup for? It's about life. It's about survival. She's no longer with us. And the man came back and cried and everything. She wasn't ready. She said, well, just let me do this right fast, right quick. And I'm sure, I don't think he said makeup. I'm sure he said lipstick. So just bloop, bloop, bloop. She didn't make it. Okay. So now let's go to 1 Kings. Let's go to the book of 1 Kings. Yeah, don't judge your situation by looking at everybody else. You know, some people find comfort in that. You know, they still got all their money in the bank. So if you guys don't know, not only was it Capital One that had trouble, Bank of America had trouble, and they're still having trouble. Some people can't get their money out. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, you know, been knowing this for years. Oh, when it come, you know, like I said before it happened. Have you ever been the first in line on Black Friday? Yes, Shauna D. Be willing to drop all the worldly things. Orlando Fraley, Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, like Lot and his wife. You're right about that. Brian Eastham, Shabbat Shalom from Dallas. Welcome to the show. All right, so yeah, so you know, a lot of people comfort. You're looking around. You still in the system? You still got your money in the bank? Me too. So they feel comfort. You know, that there's some more dummies out there who not making a move. We're not doing anything. Just, you know, well, they in it too. If they get me, they're gonna get you too. You feel confident in that everybody gonna get caught up? Appreciate it, Shauna D. Yeah, thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up. All right, let's see. So that breaks the algorithm, helps us get out. Okay, so we're going to 1 Kings. Where was I at? Here. Right here. 1 Kings and 1 Kings chapter 17. And man, I have to tell y'all, man, I just, you know, I'm rarely on. Appreciate it, Shauna D. And I got to tell y'all, I'm rarely on Facebook, but it just so happens, you know. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I just happened to get on Facebook. Shout out to Addison Aiden. Y'all bless y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening. What's up, G-Dog? Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. So, I happened to log on to Facebook, man. Beautiful sunny day. Yeah, Devil Dog. So I looked and I saw my relatives, man. My young relatives dressed up in Halloween costumes. You know, my mouth dropped to the floor, man. My mouth dropped to the floor, man. You know, people was giving thumbs up and likes. Oh, that's so cute and all this old mess. I turned that mess, I flipped, I got out that mess. Man, we find love and peace with each other. I know that's right. So, you know, that just, you know, the hour is late, guys. The time is late, and here we are. Oh, it's all right. We can go trick-or-treating. Can't serve two masters, guys. And the separation is real. It's time to come out. You know, that really just bothered me, man. It's too late in the hour to still be messing around. You know, virgin or no virgin. It's too late. Oh, let me. Okay. It's too late in the hour to be messing around. So let's go to 1 Kings chapter 17. And I'm going to start right here at verse 1. And Elijah the Tishbite. Okay. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Okay, so we know Elijah the Tishbite was one of the prophets, a strong prophet of the Lord. He prayed and blocked the rain for 3 years. Okay, so not everybody can do that. So you can't compare yourself to Elijah the Tishbite saying, well, he wasn't ready. He didn't have no preps. He just, well, he was a prophet of the Lord. He was sent out alone. You know, most people sent out 2 by 2 or in groups. This one was sent out alone. And God told him to hide, you know, and he'll be back. You remember, because the Mount of Transfiguration, Jesus had Moses and Elijah there with him, discussing Jesus' death. They wasn't telling Jesus about his death. He was telling them was, you know, what they gonna do, right? So, okay. Have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So how many people you know that you know, in a time of famine and no rain, God tell you to go by the brook, you can drink from the brook, and then the raven's gonna bring you food. That's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not, that gift is not upon everybody like that. Okay, so this is a special. So we're gonna keep going though. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, For he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan, and the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. So even though it was famine and dry and wasn't no rain for 3 years, he was doing good. He didn't have to go hunt or fish or nothing. God provided for him. That's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have that calling upon them like that. So don't think, oh, I'd be like Elijah. You ain't like Elijah now. You can't pray. You can't pray and heal a headache. So this man is, you understand, special calling upon him. Okay? Okay. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up. Okay, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Sidon, and dwell there. Behold, listen to this. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he don't know. He just finna follow the orders of the Lord again. He going somewhere, and God telling him, I already got a widow woman. I've told her, I've commanded her to sustain thee. So this widow woman, widow means she was married. Her husband died. That's what a widow means. So she already know whether it was a dream or a vision or an angel visit or whatever. She know that Elijah's coming, and she know what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to take care of him. Okay? So now, a husband's job to a wife is to provide, be a provider, right? To be a covering. Low Key T, what's up, bro? Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the show. So a husband's job to a wife is to provide, right? Be a covering, a whole covering. It's supposed to provide shelter, food, conjugal rights. Even protect her from her own speech. When she makes a vow, he can cancel a vow. That's all in the scripture, right? He's supposed to be a total covering. Well, her husband was died. That's why she's a widow. Okay, so the food, the shelter, and all that. And so he leaves something for her if he dies, so she can make it, so she can survive. So let's get on with the story. Okay. And so, verse 9 again, it says, Arise, get thee to Zarephath, which belongeth to Sidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman there to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering sticks. She doing something. She ain't sitting around. The calling of Elijah is not on her. He just went to the brook, and the ravens brought him his food. She out there gathering sticks. She's working. She's doing something. She's preparing, doing something, okay? So, okay, widow woman was there gathering sticks, and he called her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel that I may drink. He said, hey, how you doing? Could you go and get me some water in a vessel so I can drink? And as she was going to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thine hand. So he said, hey, and, bring me a piece of bread too, a morsel of bread and, some food or whatever. Okay. And she said, As the Lord thy God liveth, as the Lord thy God, as the Lord my God, as the Lord thy God liveth. She know he was sent. God had already commanded her. He's a prophet of the Lord. Okay. As the Lord thy God liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go in and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat and die. That we may eat and die. That's all she got left. See, in those days, the woman wasn't working like that. Women didn't have no jobs. The woman was the homemaker. It was the husband's job, but the husband had died. Whatever provisions he had left, apparently it's run out. And she didn't have nothing but a little water and a little oil and a little, meal in a barrel. And she said she's going to make some food for her and her son, and it's their last meal. They're going to starve to death after that. But she already know what God told her. Okay? Verse 13. And Elijah said unto her, Fear not. Go and do as thou hast said. So go and fix the food. But make me therefore a little cake first. Okay, so before you feed yourself and your son, bring me mine first. Now, how many women would be like, and this is all I got. You sorry, man. She already know what God told her. What she say? What she do? Let's see. Let's find out. He said, make therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and thy son. He said, take care of me first, and then after make you and your son stuff. Let's see what she said. Verse 14. For thus saith the Lord God of Israel, the barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord sendeth rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah. And she and he and her house did eat many days. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake by Elijah. She was obedient. She was obedient. Was she prepared? No, she wasn't prepared. She wasn't prepared. All she had left, from whatever her husband left, she was a widow. That's all she had left. She wasn't prepared. Was she obedient? Yes, she was. She was obedient to God and the man of God that God sent to her. She could have told him, you ain't finna get none of this food. This for me and my son. I just told you this is my last meal before we go and die. But that's not what happened, is it? That's not what she said, is it? It's not what she did, is it? And she was obedient, and the food didn't stop. It just replenished until the rain came. You see? So you can't compare yourself to her, or maybe you can, but you got to be faithful. How many people out there that's just that faithful? How many people do what she did and not complain and tell this man, you crazy. You ain't finna get nothing. This food, this our last meal. This all we got. I just told you that. And then he said, make mine first. Feed me first. And then, and she ain't know this man. He's a stranger. Feed me first, and then you and your son can eat after me. Faith and works. That's right, Shauna D. That's right. She did exactly what she was told by the prophet of God. Because God had already told her he was coming, and you're going to take care of him. She didn't complain. She didn't talk back. She didn't tell him, you crazy, get out. Did it. Worked out for the best. Messenger of the cross. You're the beat. All right. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Okay. So let's look at the next one. Best. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's look at the next one. 2 Kings. This is Elijah's protege, Elisha, who took the mantle after him. 2 Kings chapter 4. I know that's right, Golden Nuggets. God bless you. God bless you. He definitely will. 2 Kings chapter 4. It's verses 1 through 7. It says, now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets. So she was a wife of a prophet. Okay. Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets to Elisha, saying, thy servant, my husband, is dead. So she's also a widow. And thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord. Okay, she's saying her husband feared the Lord. And the creditor is come to take unto him my 2 sons to be bondmen. In other words, they were in debt to somebody. Husband left something or whatever. He died. They didn't pay it off or whatever. You know, whether they borrowed it or bought something on credit. Hey, they owed it. Okay? And the husband died. And whatever he left wasn't enough to cover it. So a bond servant. In those days, you'd be a debtor servant. You owe this debt, well, you're going to come slave for me for free until this debt is paid. Okay, and she was talking to Elisha. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house save a pot of oil. She said, I ain't got nothing. Got a little pot of oil. They coming to take my sons. I'm a widow. That's all I got is my sons. Then he said, Go, borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. Borrow not a few. You gotta do some work. There ain't no pie in the sky. Well, if she made an excuse, well, my neighbors ain't got nothing either. Well, they ain't gonna get nothing to me. Well, this and that and this and that. You gotta do something. Think God gonna do it all? God is doing this, but you gotta do your part. It ain't magic. It ain't no genie and you click your heel 3 times. It ain't no you rub the belly of the lamp and whoof, you know, my wish is your command type stuff. No, you got to do something. You believe? Okay, well, whatever he tell you to do, you do it. And then we're gonna see the results. Okay? Go, borrow the vessels abroad of all thy neighbors. Well, they gonna look at me funny. Well, they gonna think this, they gonna think that. I trust you, God. I got faith in you. You do it. If you don't do what this man say, what God sent him to tell you and do, then you're gonna die. It ain't no magic. You got to do something. You got to do something. Faith without works is dead. Okay? Go borrow the vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels. Borrow not a few. Borrow a whole bunch. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour out into all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So in other words, start pouring that oil that you got, pour it in each one of them vessels until it's full, set it aside. Pour it in the next one until it's full, set it aside. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. She did exactly what he said. She didn't make no excuses. She didn't talk back. She did it. Work. Right? Work. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. All the oil. She filled up all them vessels, and she still had oil. She was like, man, this is a miracle. The oil must kept procreating. It just was making, it was abiotic. It just kept replenishing itself. All right, Jesus saved. Shabbat shalom. The oil kept replenishing itself because she was obedient. She was like, oh, why am I going to borrow all these darn things? I only got this little bit of oil. I only need 1 or 2. Then the prophet said, borrow not a few. He said, go to all your neighbors. He said, borrow not a few. So she did what he said. Her sons brought all of them to her. And she filled all of them up. And still had more oil to pour out. Cage, this is Kings. This right here is 2 Kings. Chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. Okay. So she went from him and shut the door upon, I'm looking at verse 5 right here. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said unto her son, Bring me yet another vessel. Bring me yet a vessel. Got a bee over here bothering me. Go away. It says, okay. Now it says, Bring me yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, Go, sell the oil and pay thy debt, and live thou and thy children of the rest. So not only was it going to pay the debt, she was going to have a profit. She was going to have some money left. But she had faith, and she had works. Can't have one without the other. And she was able to make it. Obedience. These are the times we're in, guys. A lot of people got plenty of faith. They ain't got no works. When God tell you to come out, they ain't did nothing. They ain't done nothing. I'm gonna wait. She didn't give up on the Lord. That's right. And her faith. I know that's right, Shauna D. So a lot of people, speaking of that, Shauna D, I was thinking about this morning in the shower. One of my partners, Nigerian guy, we saw a bird get hit. And I was like, wow. And it hit the ground. I was like, oh man, that bird dead. He went over there. He got the bird and picked it up. I'm like, man, what you doing, man? You're picking up a dead bird. He was messing with the bird, rubbing on it, and all of a sudden the bird woke up. Cheep, cheep. He couldn't fly. But after a while, he was just holding it tenderly. After a while, I guess the bird bearings came about itself, and the bird flew away. He didn't give up on the bird. I gave up. I'm like, man, a car hit the bird. It didn't run over it. I don't know how. I guess the bird was flying low or something. The bird got smacked and was laying in the street. I'm like, wow, he killed that bird. That bird dead. And if he wouldn't have picked the bird up out the street, another car would have come by and hit it. It would have been dead for real that time. He didn't give up on that bird. He went and picked the bird up. I'm like, man, you crazy. You know, they teach us over here. Like I said, this is my partner. He originally from Nigeria, and then he went to the UK, and then he come to the US. So in the US, they tell you don't touch strange animals like that. Divinely inspired to pick it up. Yeah. In the US, they say, oh no, they carry disease and this and that, and don't touch it and all this type of stuff. And when I saw it hit the ground, not moving, my mind, I'm like, oh man, that bird dead. Nope. He went over there. He's like, no. He went over there to the bird, picked it up, and was just touching on it, rubbing on it. A little while, that bird. Sab! Shabbat Shalom, welcome to the show. The bird woke up. The bird woke up. And after a little while, no broken bones. It flew away. After a while, it flew right out of his hands. And I was like, man, it was a blessing. It was a blessing. So what we're going to look at now. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of James, guys. You know what? Before we go to the book of James, let's go to the book of Luke, because for us to survive, it's going to be most important for the women to be on board. For the women to be on board. The daughters of Zion. The daughters of Jah, to be on board. And I'm going to show you. Let's go to the book of Luke. How it's going to be. Because we just saw that. We talked about the two widow women. One of the woman's husband was a prophet. And the other one, they didn't say what her husband was. But, both of them were dead. And when we see that once the husbands died, the women had a hard time making it. Right? Today, a woman wouldn't marry a man like that, wouldn't be with a man like that. They don't judge a man like that, but like, nah, he ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing. You need 6 figures. I used to know a female who said her requirements of a man, he had to be at least 6'4", make 6 figures before she would even consider him. Ain't that nothing? But most women say stuff like, if a man broke or he ain't got nothing. You see these men when they died, one of them didn't have enough to pay his bills. They was gonna come get his kids and make them work. And then the other one, we don't know how long this woman was a widow, but she's finna go and fix her last meal. Whatever he left with had already run out. And she was finna go fix her last meal and go in there and die. And each time one of the prophets helped him out. But let's look at that picture right quick. Because the world would tell you, a man got to make a certain amount before he's even tolerable, before you can even look at him as a suitable mate. Look at Luke chapter 12. People, the gold digging thing. Remember it used to be a gold digger? Well, that's the norm now. That's the norm. So that's why you got men out here taking penitentiary chances, doing anything to get money, so they can That's why we're going to go to Luke right now. Chapter 12. Okay, chapter 12, verse 15. Yep. Yep, Shauna D, so true. Luke chapter 12, verse 15, it says, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of things in which he possesseth. That's not how you judge a man. It's not how you judge a man. And to be honest, women outnumber men in the world, basically. I number them so much that in countries like China and India, they kill their little daughters. They got a daughter, they ain't got no son. Oh, they like, oh, it's a burden. Sell them or kill them, something. But now those places are having shortages of women. They got what they gonna do? Their son can't find no wife. You done kill all the little girls. But in America, so many single women. Women outnumber men in America too. A whole bunch, by a whole bunch. And a lot of them single. And they waiting for some knight in shining armor, some millionaire, some 6'4" or taller millionaire to come rescue them, to come marry them. It's not gonna happen. You're looking at less than 6% of the population of the entire world that's 6'4" or taller. Speaking of, and that's about the same percentage as people who make 100,000, which is 6 figures or more. It's not gonna happen. The expectation's too high. But they're like, I don't know, I'm this and I'm that. I deserve to marry. Yeah, okay, but that's not the measurement of a man. That's not how you judge a man. A man does possessions. No, that's not how you judge them. So we need the women to be on board. We need them to come out this Babylon mentality. Every man not gonna have, 6 figures and up every year making that. And every man definitely not gonna be 6'4" and taller. If that's what you think a good man is, you're brainwashed. A man's faith is priceless. That's definitely right, Shauna D. God say, I provide all your needs according to my riches and my glory. So you need faith to draw that power from God. So he'll provide all your needs. Right? Because the enemy gonna fight against you. See, a lot of the people that got the money, you don't want to know how they got it. Remember the devil offered Jesus all these kingdoms of the world if you fall down and worship me? Think about that. Hallelujah. That's right, Shauna D. So now let's go over to the book of James. The book of James. James chapter 1. And verse 22. I'm going to start at verse 22. Be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth the manner of man he was. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work. A doer of the work. This man shall be blessed in his deed. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, if any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Unspotted from the world. You coming? You coming? Coming or not? Oh, you just need to get the oil, huh? That's all you need, huh? You just need to get the oil. What did it just say? Be ye ready, because you know not which day that he gonna come. Let's go back to Luke. Luke 17. Many Turks, wait a minute. Erdogan would bring the Ottoman Empire. I don't doubt it. I just saw today where in West Virginia, they just cleared. It's a James Munder video. He just did a James Munder video where Trump is trying to build like a major cathedral. Paula White says was his pastor for a long time. Paula White, I think she's on her 3rd marriage now. She reminded me, she's supposed to be a pastor. Come on, man. There's a lot of stuff that don't line up with the Bible. But then they confiscated some land in West Virginia. It was like an $800 million project. They took the people that were there. The guy who was there, he was saying that, I think he was a Catholic guy. He was saying that they moved all the black and white people to some substandard housing, and they building great big old houses over here for free for Syrian Muslim refugees. And then they're going to pay the Syrian Muslim refugees $400 a month per kid. Okay. And then there was I forgot what that building was. Maybe it was a check cashing place or something. They said they're going to tear that building down. And these houses that they're moving them into were like mansion looking houses, like big old houses. But you can move some refugees here for free off the taxpayers' dollar. You're going to pay them for each kid monthly. And then they're going to tear this other building down. I can't remember. I think it was yes, per kid. And I think it was a check cashing place or something. He says they're going to tear that down and build a Muslim mosque right there. Off the taxpayers' dollar. But you took the people who were living there and kicked them out and put them in some substandard housing. And you building some mansions and building them a whole mosque. And they're not even from here. And it's all on the American people dollar, on the taxpayer dollar. And Europe the same? Wow. See? You don't think they fomenting war? You don't think they trying to stir up a war? The shooting war it's close, guys. Come out of, let me see. Yep, come out of loving the flesh. Come out of loving this world and possessions. I know that's right. And they're moving them in for one reason, Shauna D. But the same reason I don't know if you ever did it, but when I was little, there'd be an ant mound with the black ants over here and the red ants over here. You scoop some of the black ants and throw them on the red ants and see what happens. You know what's gonna happen? War. They don't mix. War. That's what's gonna happen. Or you scoop some of the red ants and throw them on the black ants, and vice versa. It don't matter. But when the ants come out and they see they done been invaded, and they see, wait a minute, y'all, what you doing on my ant mound? It's on. It's on. Just like, he brought in 300,000 Haitians in Florida. What you think they did that for? It ain't been the same since. Yeah, okay. So let's go back over to, let's see where we're going. Luke 17. War is good for the economy. Yeah, for rich people. You sure right. For rich people. For everybody else, it's not too good. You're going to make a lot more widows. So let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 20. And it says, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not by observation. The kingdom of God cometh not by observation. Neither shall they say, lo, here, or lo, there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. In other words, the kingdom of God is not taught. It's not by observation. It's by demonstration. It ain't by, oh, I believe, I believe. No, 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 no. Show me. If you believe, show me where the work's at, where the deed's at. Exactly, Shauna D. That's not what they want to do. Remember the video we just did? Agenda 2030. Yeah, their goal is to kill everybody off. Yeah, they got to get rid of 7 billion people. It's one good way to do it. Besides poisoning everything and everybody, make everybody kill each other. That way you don't got to do it. So let's look at 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians 2 and 4. And it says, and my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power. Demonstration. It ain't talk. It's not by observation. We just saw that. It's not by observation. Now over here it says demonstration. Show me. It ain't no, oh, I believe, I believe. If you believe, why you still got all your money in the bank? Why you still on direct deposit? Show me. Okay, let's go to 1 Corinthians 4. See, this was 1 Corinthians 2 and 4. Now let's go to 1 Corinthians 4 and 20. 1 Corinthians 4 and 20. For the kingdom of God is not in word, but in power. In other words, it ain't talk. The word is talk. The kingdom of God is not in talk, but in power. In other words, show me. They say Missouri is the show me state. Now it's a fly buzzing. First it was a bee, now it's a fly. See how the enemy trying to stop this stuff? Yeah, it's not no talk. We just talk about the widow women. We talked about the virgins. You see what I'm saying? Now 5 of the virgins, they didn't finish their work. And what did he tell them? I know you not. I don't know you. But they was like, but no, I don't know you. You wasn't ready when I came. Demonstration. First of all, it's not by observation. Then it's by demonstration. Then it's not talk. In other words, show me where the work's at. You say you believe? I should have went to that one. They say the devils also believe and fear and tremble. Where the work's at? What have you done? If you coming out, you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, tomorrow, next week, next month. Oh, after my mama's birthday. Oh, when this happened. Oh, when my kids get old. Oh, when I graduate this school and that school. Okay? It's not talk. It's about demonstration. What have you done? Oh, making excuses. Oh, I ain't got the money right now to do this and that and do this. Okay. Okay, keep making excuses. Matter of fact, let's go back to the Old Testament. We're going to go to the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 51, starting at verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them. So not only against Babylon, but against them that dwell in the midst of them. Who you think that is? Who you think that is? I'm going to read that again. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. Right. Right, Jesus saves. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men. Spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee, verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Is he telling you to do it, or he say, you're going to fly through the sky? I'm going to come and you're going to fly through the sky. Or is he telling you, flee? Let's say it again. Verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Is he telling you got to do something? Oh, no, it ain't about works unless any man should boast. Sound like to me he's saying you got to do something. Let me read it one more time. Jeremiah 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. In other words, if you stay in there, you're going to get cut off in her iniquity. Okay. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Forsake her. And let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even unto the skies. Sound like to me he's saying you're going to have to do something. You don't believe it? Okay. Let's go over here to verse 45. Jeremiah 51, 45. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord. See? You see? It's something you got to do. You understand? It's something you got to do. He telling you what to do. But a lot of people they're not obedient to God. They're not obedient to him. They're not like the widows, the 2 widows, or the 5 wise virgins. They like the 5 foolish. They halfway there. And they're like, well, no, I ain't gonna do all I got. Everybody else still here too. Don't worry about nobody else. What he tell you to do? Okay? You know what? Let's keep going. Let's go back to the Corinthians again. We got to get in gear, guys. 2 banks. Now there are about 4 or 5 banks in China failing right now. People can't get their stuff out. 2 banks in America having glitches, having problems, right? 2 of them. Bank of America and Capital One. But all these people, oh no, but you still in the system. You still in, what have you done? You ain't done nothing but talk. It's not about talk. We already talked about that. Okay, let's go over here to 2 Corinthians. Woo, it's nice and sunny out here, guys. Woo! I love that. Now, this is what it's supposed to feel like at the beginning of November. We don't usually get cold till later, closer to Thanksgiving or sometimes even closer to Christmas, those holidays. People gonna be mad at me this year. I don't plan on going. The family have festivities on those days. The last one I went to last year, Thanksgiving. Family, everybody's supposed to be, saved and all this stuff. I get there, so you got the turkey and all that, but then there's a big old pot of ham right there. Then the conversation, most of all the family Democrats and stuff like that. I asked them about, man, I just don't want to be around it. They might think I'm being funny. Nah, it's too close to the end. It's too close to be still playing both sides like that. Some doing it out of ignorance. Some doing it, I don't know. But anyway, 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And we're going to go to verse 17. And it says, "Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." In other words, if you don't come out, he's not going to receive you. Ain't that what that means? Right? He said, come out. Let's read it again. Verse 17, 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. "Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you, and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith the Lord Almighty." So what if you don't? What if you don't come out from among them and be separate? You say, well, everybody else still around. Then he's not going to be your God, and you're not going to be his sons and daughters, and he's not going to receive you. That's simple. It's going to sink in a minute. It's going to sink in a minute. Let's go to the book of Revelations. Revelation, without the S. Apocalypto, the Greek word. The apocalypse of John, or the apocalypse of Jesus, the revelation of Jesus Christ, Yahshua HaMashiach. Revelation chapter 18, guys. Starting at verse 4. "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people." He didn't say he's going to scoop you out of her. He's telling you to do it. He's telling you to do it. Like the two widows we talked about earlier. Each prophet told them to do something. First, God had announced that I'm sending Elijah over there. You're going to take care of him. And then when he came, Elijah told, hey, wait. Fix my food first. Then you go fix you and your son something. You think she did it? She did it. She was blessed for being obedient. Now, God done told us to come out from Jeremiah, which is the Old Testament, all the way to Revelation, which is the last book in this canonized Bible. But ain't nobody moving. Ain't nobody doing nothing. We still in their churches. We still in their schools. We still on their jobs. We still letting them hold all our everything else. We still borrowing and paying for their stuff, supporting their economy. What have we done? We still going to their grocery stores. What have we done? We still watching all their TV shows, the filth on TV, the filth on the radio. Let's read that again. Revelation 18. 4. 18:4, and it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins," like Halloween, "that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." So in other words, if you don't come out, then you're going to partake in the sins, and you're going to receive of the plagues. And you're going to be, oh, why God? Why me, Lord? Why me? You ain't obedient. You didn't do what he said do. He already telling you what's going to happen. You don't believe fat meat greasy. Go! That's a waltz right there. I got to swat that son of a gun. You got to die. You got to die. You better go. You better go or you got to die. Okay. So we got to be obedient. If you eat the poison, we're poison you, most definitely. A lot of people think, oh, no, I can be around this and around that, and it ain't going to bother me because once saved, always saved. Think about them 5 virgins. Once saved, always saved. Why 5 of them get left? And he tell them, I don't know you. Okay. Okay. What else we got, guys? Let me show you something. This is beautiful right here. This is beautiful right here. I got to see the order I'm gonna do this so it's more understandable. So first, let me go to Deuteronomy. Okay, now something else buzzing around, look like a fly. Okay. Deuteronomy 5. We're going to start at verse 1. And Moses called all Israel and said unto them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that ye may learn them, and keep them, and do them. And do them. Oh no, it ain't about works as any man should boast. And do them. Verse 2. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. The Lord talked with you face to face in the mount of the midst of the fire. I stood between the Lord and you at that time to show you the word of the Lord. For ye were afraid by reason of the fire and went not up to the mount. So he said at that time he stood between us and the Lord. But in the New Testament, what does it say? There's one God and one mediator between God and man, the man Christ Jesus. All right, Leola Mills. Shabbat Shalom. Okay. Verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. Thou shalt have none other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the 3rd and 4th generation, to them that hate me. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the 3rd and 4th generation, to them that hate me. Let's keep going. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Keep the Sabbath day to sanctify it, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt in it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thine ox, nor thine ass, nor any of thine cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. And remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out of thence through a mighty hand and by a stretched out arm. Therefore the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Honor thy father and mother, as the Lord thy God hath commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged, and that it may go well with thee, and the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So the sins of the fathers are visited upon the sons to the third and fourth generation, to those who hate him. But he said he showed mercy to thousands of those who love him. Okay. So and again, the reverse is true on that. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews. Baby. And I'm going to Hebrews 7. Hebrews 7. And it says, where do I start? We're going to go 1. Start at 1. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High. Let me break down that name, Melchizedek. It's made of two names. Malik, which means king, and Zadok, which means righteousness. So that's where they get this. So it's going to tell you, but it didn't break down the name. So Malik, king, Zadok, righteousness. Okay. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all. Listen to this now. So Abraham, who the promise was made to, gave a tenth to Melchizedek, the king of righteousness. Okay. To whom, this is verse 2, Hebrews 7 and 2. To whom also Abraham gave a tenth part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after also king of Salem. Salem means peace. Shalom. King of righteousness and the king of peace. Shalom, Sandra Ann McGibbon. Welcome to the show. Shabbat shalom. Okay. So, interpretation, king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace. Without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, abideth a priest continually. Now consider how great this man was, unto whom even the patriarch Abraham gave the tenth of the spoils. And verily, they that are of the sons of Levi, remember the Levi, sons of Levi, remember Aaron and Moses and Miriam were all Levites, the priest class. Those were supposed to be the priests to receive the tenth from the nations of Israel, right? Tribes of Israel. All the house of Judah and the house of Jacob. So, house of Israel. And verily, they that are of the sons of Levi, who receive the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law, that is, of their brethren, though they come out of the loins of Abraham. Okay? So even though they come out of the loins of Abraham, the others were still supposed to pay the tenth to Levi at this time. Okay. But he whose descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham, and blessed him that had the promises. And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. And here, wait a minute, how far was I going? 10, okay. And here, men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witness that he liveth. And as I may so say, Levi also, who receiveth tithes, paid tithes in Abraham. Wait a minute, Levi paid tithes in Abraham? Let me read that again. I'm going to start at verse 6. But he whose descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham, and blessed him that had the promises. And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. And here men that die receive tithes, but there he receiveth them, of whom it is witness that he liveth. And as I may so say, Levi also, who receiveth tithes, paid tithes in Abraham, for he was yet in the loins of his father when Melchizedek met him. Now we know that Levi wasn't Abraham's son. Remember what we just read? The sins of the father are visited upon the sons to the third and fourth generation, to those that hate him. So Abraham's son was Isaac, going through the promised seed. Isaac's son was Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons and a daughter. Jacob's son was Levi, fourth generation. And it said Levi paid tithes to Melchizedek because he was in the loins of Abraham. So just like the curses can go to the third and fourth generation, the blessings can go to the third and fourth generation. So whatever you're doing in that body, old man, that's going to follow your children and your children's children and your children's children to the third and fourth generation, whether it's cursing or whether it's blessing. You decide. You decide. Levi paid tithes to Melchizedek, even though he wasn't alive in the flesh. He was in Abraham's loins, 4 generations down. We see? So now let's go. Let's see what's going to happen to the wicked. Let's go back to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 14. And we're going to start at verse 21. Isaiah 14, 21. And it says, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Let's read that again. Isaiah 14, 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. To the third and fourth generation. Whatever you're doing in that body, you think it's just affecting you and the ones that's around you, your siblings and the ones above you? No. The blessing and the cursing can go on for 4 generations, third and fourth generations. Make sure you're doing what's right. Make sure you're being obedient. Because when something happened to your kids or your grandkids or your great-grandkids or your great-great, oh, why me, Lord? Why? Why? Make sure you're doing what's right. Make sure you're keeping his commandments, what he said do. And he'll show mercy to thousands of those who love him and keep his commandments. All right, Shauna D. All right, that's how y'all works. That's how y'all works. Y'all is good. Y'all is good. So let's boil it down. What am I saying, guys? What am I saying? When he say come out, a lot of people are like, well, I can't come out, you know. My husband, my wife ain't coming. My mama, my dad ain't coming. My grandparents ain't coming. Oh, my kids ain't coming. Oh, well, I got to wait to this and wait to that. Okay. Another freaking B. Go away. Okay. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew 10. Okay, Matthew 10. Come on, B, get your rope away. Say, man, the bees usually aren't aggressive, but I don't want them landing on me because you don't know what they're gonna do. Now, wasps, I don't trust no wasps. They got to die off the top. Bee, I try to shoo a bee away. When I was young, I got stung right here. 6 wasps. Bzz, they landed and took out. Boop, boop. My face was swole up. We was trying to get the wasp nest down off the house, and you know, somebody went around there and messed with it and ran. And then somebody else came and messed with it and ran. It was my turn. And I said, I'm gonna get it. I got a stick. And and they were waiting on me. They came fast. They all hit me in the same spot. It's still there. It's like a permanent. They hit me six times in a row right here in the same spot. It's like, you know, it's a permanent knot or whatever it is. And yeah, man, my eyes was almost closed. Both my eyes were shut. I couldn't, my face was all swole up. One hit me left, other one, they just boom, 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 and I couldn't get away. So I don't trust no wasp, period. If you're a wasp, you got to die off the top. Bees, I know bees have a purpose to pollinate the flowers, so I don't really mess with the bees. But, you know, if they land on me or something, I don't trust them either. I've been stung by a bee before too, but yeah. Anyway, let's go to Matthew. Yeah, the killer bees, man. I'm glad. They're supposed to be in Texas, but I haven't seen any, but I'm glad. Thank y'all. Matthew 10. And we're going to start at verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, in their churches. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. Yeah, right from too, huh? And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. See, these are the times we're going into, guys. When he say come out, be not among them. For the brother, this is Matthew 10:21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Wait a minute. I think I messed something up. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Okay, here it is. Shall be saved, but when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another city. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough that the disciple be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more shall they call them of this household? Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye from the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore. How many times he gonna say fear ye not? But everybody fearful. Oh no, they make me get direct deposit. They make me do this. They make me get a vaccine. They make me go da 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 da. Fear not. Okay, 31. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more value than many sparrows. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. Say that again. Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. You don't want to be the only one in your so-called biological family to come out? He said, you ain't worthy of them. You ain't worthy of them. You ain't worthy of them. When Yahshua was on that cross, they said, Lord, thy mother and thy brethren. And he was like, who is my mother and my brethren? He was like, those who keep my commandments are my mother and my brethren. I know everybody love their family. You're supposed to. But who you gonna love more? He said, if you love them more than you love me, you're not worthy of me. If he told you to come out and they don't want to come out, oh well, I gotta wait till they come out. Exactly, Shauna D. Keep the priorities right. Let's go to Luke. Luke 14. Man, it's a beautiful day out here. Luke 14. And I'm going to start at verse 11 here. For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Then said he also to him that bade him, when thou makest a dinner or supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brethren, neither thy kinsmen, nor thy rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. In other words, y'all switching back and forth. This year it's at my house. Next year it's your house. Oh, y'all ain't doing nothing. Invite some people who can't pay you back. Verse 13. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and thou shalt be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee. For thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just. That's the first resurrection, guys. You know, we talked about that. You should be repaid at the resurrection of the just. Now, no rapture. That's the first resurrection. Okay. And when one of them sat at meat with him, heard these things, he said unto him, Blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of God. Then he said to him, A certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servants at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, Oh, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs to go see it. I pray thee have excused me, or me excused, have me excused. Oh, you ain't coming out? Okay. And another said, I've bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. Oh, you ain't coming? Okay. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So the servant came and showed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor, and the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, is it done as thou hast commanded? And yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you, that none of these men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. And there went great multitudes with him. And he turned and said unto them, If any man come to me, and hate not his father, and mother, and wife, and children, and brethren, and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else while the other is yet at a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage, and desireth conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. Salt is good, but if the salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be seasoned? It is neither fit for the land, nor yet for the dunghill, but men cast it out. He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. He gave you some conditions. In other words, if you don't come out, if you don't want to follow him, if you love everything else more than him, you love your life and everything more than him, you can't be his disciple. And you're going to taste of the wrath everybody else in Babylon is going to get. There's steps to coming out. But first, the first step and the easiest step is get away from sin. Leave sin alone. Right? Follow the commandments. All of them. Yes, Shauna D. And then the people that's sitting around with sin, they're still in sin, and oh, it's all right. You know, like my family member who dressed his kids up and sent them trick-or-treating. And last year I went to the Thanksgiving thing, and it's a big pot of pork, big swine, ham. You know, everybody think everything is harmless. Oh, it ain't gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna hurt me, huh? You ain't gonna find that in the Bible. You ain't gonna find that in there. So yeah, I love them people. I do. But if they not gonna do what God say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta separate. That's what He told me to do. And isn't that what we've been reading all these scriptures? He telling us to do it. Telling us to come out. Be separate. Be set apart. Come out. You coming? Keep yourself unspotted. That's right, Shauna D. God bless you. Finna get ready to wrap it up, guys. Let's go to Luke 16 right quick. Luke 16:13. No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. SPJ, you're right. Be ye separate. God bless you. Can't have both. You can't have it both ways. Can't be like, oh, God understand. No, that ain't what He said. You can't find that in there. He understand that you're disobedient. He understand you rather partake of the sins so you can receive of the plagues, because you're not doing nothing to come out. Let's go to the book of Matthew, guys. This is gonna be the last one. Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. Let's read the next verse. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body more than raiment? Raiment is clothing. It's real. It's real. Look like I'm getting a suntan, but I'm loving every minute of it. Yeah, that was good, guys. I mean, I hope this motivates you and gives you the inspiration and gives you the word, because a lot of people have been Christianitized, where they think, don't do nothing, just sit down, pay your tithes. Appreciate you, Shauna D. May we find blessings in the message. Yes. Y'all bless you all. And for those who are on the fence, may y'all prick your heart and poke you and get you to move and do something. We all got to do our part. No excuses. The virgins didn't have no, not the virgins, the widows, the two widows that we discussed earlier, they didn't make no excuses. When they were told what to do, they did what they had to do. And they were blessed for it, both of them. The virgins, 5 of them, had excuses. They were, they thought they was ready. That's why I called them foolish. You're foolish. So if you've been knowing for any amount of time, a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, or multiple decades, that this stuff was coming, why haven't you done anything about it? Why haven't you done anything? Am I glowing? Well, appreciate it, Shauna D. I talk to people all the time, man. Some people I've been talking to for years. Appreciate it, yeah, that's beautiful. Some people I've been talking about for years, and I hear a response like, oh, I hear you, I hear you. Do you hear me? You don't hear me. You don't hear me. Because if you hear me, You do something about it. You know, it's not just talk. It's about action. You're like, oh, I hear you, I hear you. Nah, you don't hear me. And when you get caught with your pants down, the only comfort you got is, well, others got caught with me. So what? I never knew how God was going to bless me and start revealing more things unto me, you know. But the Bible says we know in parts and prophesy in parts. Until you take the first step, you're not going to get the next step. You're not going to see what he got for you in store. You got to make your move. Make a move. You did nothing. So prep and pray, we supposed to have been doing that. We're still doing that. But what if they burn you up? What if they flood you out? What if they come round you up? And I got some more information, guys, on other countries surrounding us, literally. And they're going to come in to try to get us. And if these other countries invade, you're not going to be able to hide out in your house and think you're going to take refuge in your house. No. They kick at every door. They're going house to house searching. So a lot of people are going to be slaughtered. So you got to be out of plain sight, out of plain view. The blue hats, yes, in conjunction with the Chi-Coms and the Ruskies and the North Koreans. Yeah, I got a lot of information I'm holding back. I don't want every broadcast to be filled with, panic. Guillotines, yeah. Yeah, but that's our own people doing that. In case you don't know, the Democrats have signed on with that too. Democrats have signed on with the other side. I told y'all that California was going to be, if you haven't seen my other videos I was doing last year, A side and the B side, California signed on with that. The Democrats have signed on with that. Canada and Mexico have signed on with that. Yeah, Shauna D. China and Canada, Russia and Mexico, and a lot of other things going on. But we so brainwashed. Who's in Florida? Sure, a whole bunch of them. The Cubans, the cartels, the Haitians, a whole bunch of them. We've been so brainwashed, we just thinking, pork chop pastor at the front telling you don't do nothing. They think, oh, you ain't got no faith if you do what God tell you to do. Just come to this little 501c3 every week and pay your money. Make sure I'm good. And don't do nothing. You're going to get raptured out. And it's right here on us. It's at the doorstep. People won't open their eyes. I'm trying to move to Florida because his life is in danger. They told Trump he better make war with Iran. And this is according to the dead man. If you guys haven't listened to Goldberg, I left the link in a few videos. Go to his channel, the Friends of Goldberg channel, and listen to a lot of the videos, man. I saw one where they released some notes that he had hidden in his safe, handwritten notes. And one of them was, they're going to confiscate the passports of the patriots. And it said 4/4/20, April 4th, 2020. So we know 4/20 is Hitler's birthday, right? They're pushing the New World Order. Yeah, they got handed it off to Trump. Trump flip-flopping, he don't want to do it, but all of them get their leeway. They get to do what they want, but Trump has been promised a lot in Israel. When they form this thing, the Bible tells us that he going to stand in the temple in Jerusalem saying, I'm the God of your fathers. Trump done already said he's the chosen one. So if he don't follow orders, they're going to knock him off, and they're going to bring somebody else in. The president is not the all-powerful. It's people behind him that's higher up that's giving the orders. Anybody who's that high up in politics, It's a bad guy. Because you gotta go. Am I going? Can y'all see me? Okay, we going. No, he's not wearing the Lord's hat. You know how the Bible speaks about it. It's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into the kingdom. Trump's a billionaire. Yeah, Satan lives in high places. That's who we're battling against. Principalities, the rulers in high places and stuff. Remember when Yahshua was fasting for the 40 days, Satan took him up to an exceeding high place, showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and said, "I get this to you if you fall down and worship." Yeah, well, they going after Rudy Giuliani. Did y'all know that Rudy Giuliani was Trump's personal lawyer? He fled as well. They nabbed two of Rudy Giuliani's people. Now, Rudy Giuliani has ties with the Italian mafia. Not only is he a lawyer, see, most of these people are Freemasons. Then they also have ties to the underworld. Yeah, but which God, Bonnie? Which God? Huh? All of them, I ain't never heard a president not talk about God. Because when you're a Freemason, oh yeah, you're going to worship a God. Not the God, a God. So, don't put your faith in politics, guys. Don't put your hope in politics. Remember, it's going to be a new world order. The governments are going to be the one working with the Hasatan. With Hasatan. Freemasons bad too? Yes, Bonnie. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't know it. A lot of them stop at the 3rd degree. And the Yah of the Bible. It's deep. That's why Jesus said he did nothing in secret. But the Freemasons got everything secret. And I know a lot of Freemasons in high places and low places. You know. Anyway, guys. Mishpaka. Akim. Bless you all. May Yah bless you all. May this sink in and bear fruit in your lives. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Keep it holy. And hopefully I might get to go and see some entertainment tonight or something. I want to watch the fight, man. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know any better. Yeah, they don't know any better. But the ones that's up, like all the presidents, they know. By the time you get there, because you actually, once you get to the royal arch degree, the 6th degree, then you swear allegiance to Jah, which is Yah, Baal, and An, which is Osiris. And they tell you, oh, you put the name together as one name, Jah. How you gonna mix the devil with God? You see, but the first 3 degrees, you just as dumb as a box of rocks. You just going for the benefits. But for more benefits, you have to practice. See, Freemason it's not the real masonry like a stone mason or brick mason. It's a Freemason. It's practice. Signs and symbols. If you don't know anything about it, you won't recognize it. Signs and symbols, I know a lot of things, guys. When you're in a courtroom or you get pulled over, you do different signs and symbols, they let you off because they know, hey, this is one of our quote-unquote brothers. Yeah, it's practice. And now we've only had 2 presidents to not be Freemasons. And that was Lincoln and Kennedy. You know what happened to them. AI is Antichrist. You're right. You're right about that. So Google is buying Fitbit Since y'all want to keep going, we're going to go a little bit longer. Google is buying Fitbit, guys. They're going to know everything about you. They're going to know everything about you. The ancestry DNA, they're turning it over to be able to find ways to kill you off. Don't get no DNA test. It's fake. They can't trace you back and know nothing about you. Trump's a Freemason, yes. He's uninitiated. In other words, he was born into it. Just like some people can be born into different street gangs. You don't have to go through the initiation process as everybody else. You're already born into it, but you practice it. Yeah. So don't get a DNA test. They can't tell you where you're from and all this stuff. It's a lie. They're doing that to get your DNA so they can find out a way to make you sick, to make you die, to poison you, to kill you off. So one thing that Goldberg had written in his notes is that they're going to confiscate the passports. 4/4/20. 4/20 supposed to be the smoke day, but it's also Hitler's birthday. 4/4/20. Real ID Act goes in effect 10/1/20. It's coming up on us, guys. Yeah, 4/20. So y'all bless y'all. I guess I better go and get me some nourishment, some breakfast or lunch or whatever. But thank y'all for joining, man. Thank everybody for watching, man. I love all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Spread the word. And remember what we talked about. It's about the doing. Be ye doers of the word and not forgetful hearers only. Brian Anthony with Beyond Babbitt, over and out. Brian Anthony with Beyond Babbitt, over and out. Y'all bless you all.